I jokingly said I'm single, and the twin alien sisters won't let me go. Beginning the broadcast joke. My name's Eli Navarro, and until 3 weeks ago, my life was so ordinary that even my cat stopped paying attention to me. I worked as a late-night radio host of The Cosmic Drift, a show about conspiracy theories, UFO sightings, and the occasional ghost story. Most nights, I'd sit alone in my soundproof booth, sipping cold coffee, waiting for someone drunk enough or lonely enough to call in and tell me about their alien encounters. It was all harmless fun, until the night I made a joke that changed everything. All right, folks, I said into the mic, the red-on-air light glowing like a watchful eye. If any beautiful aliens are listening out there, I just want you to know I'm single. Feel free to abduct me anytime. My producer laughed through the glass. I chuckled too. It was filler material, something to keep the bored insomniacs entertained. But a strange distortion crackled through the speakers right after, a sound I'd never heard before on our frequency. It wasn't feedback. It was a voice or two, layered over each other, speaking in perfect synchronization. Noted. Prepare for contact. The line went dead. Every system light flickered. The temperature dropped. My producer, Jenna, stared at me with wide eyes. Please tell me that was a prank, she said. I wish it was. I replied. We tried to trace the call, but it didn't come from any number in our system. In fact, the source didn't exist on Earth at all. Middle. The arrival of the twins. 3 nights later, I woke up to the sound of humming outside my apartment window. It wasn't the normal city hum of distant cars or night owls. It was low, rhythmic, and vibrating through my bones. The air shimmered blue. When I opened the curtains, a shape floated just above the street. Smooth, silver, and shaped like a teardrop. A ship. The kind that would make UFO hunters cry from joy. And then they appeared. 2 identical women stepped out a light beam that split the night like a blade. Their hair glowed faintly with silver hue. Their eyes were large, reflecting like mirrors, and their skin shimmered faintly like moonlight over water. They were beyond human. Beautiful, terrifying, magnetic. They spoke in perfect unison. Eli Navarro, you called. We have arrived. I froze. Hi? You mean my radio joke? The one on the left tilted her head. Joke. The one on the right smiled faintly. He is nervous. That is endearing. They both stepped closer, their movements eerily synchronized. I stumbled back into my apartment, my heart hammering. Okay, I said, raising my hands. So, who exactly are you? We are the Zanara, said the left twin. We are bonded pairs, added the right. Our species exists in mirror consciousness. 2 bodies, 1 mind. Their words were strange and melodic, like a duet made of logic and rhythm. I blinked. And you came here because I said I'm single? The twins exchanged a look that wasn't quite human. Your broadcast was a signal. One said. A binding offer, said the other. We accepted. Oh, no, I muttered. No binding offers. It was sarcasm. Earth humor. They didn't move. The left twin reached out. Her fingers grazed my arm. My skin tingled. My heartbeat synced. Literally synced. With a humming in the air. I felt my thoughts flicker and scatter, as if someone else was brushing through them. He is compatible, one whispered. His mind is receptive, echoed the other. We must merge. The merging. I remember little what happened next. Just flashes of light, strange symbols swirling across my walls, and my own reflection splitting into 2 before forming. When I came to, it was morning. The twins were gone, but my apartment was filled with a faint scent of ozone and roses. Jenna called me an hour later. Eli, you won't believe this, she said. Last night, every radio telescope on the planet picked up a signal. Your voice. Repeating your broadcast. I laughed nervously. That's impossible. But she was serious. My words have been transmitted from somewhere near Jupiter, an echo repeating across frequencies like a beacon. If any beautiful aliens are listening out there, I'm single. I didn't go to work that night. Or the next. Every time I tried to sleep, I heard their voices inside my head, soft, whispering, harmonizing. Eli, open your mind. Sometimes I wake up and find glowing geometric symbols etched faintly into my skin, always fading by morning. I tried telling Jenna, but she just thought I was losing it. Maybe I was. Then, on the 7th night, they came back. The abduction. The ceiling split open, not physically, but in light. The room warped, and I was lifted upward by invisible threads. The air folded on itself, and suddenly, I was inside their ship. It wasn't metal, more like a living organism. The walls pulsed faintly, breathing, alive with veins of soft blue light. The twins stood waiting, still impossibly identical. Welcome home, they said together. Home. I managed to whisper, I have an apartment. And rent. They smiled, one sad, one amused. You do not understand yet, said the one on the right. You called across the veil. Few minds can transmit that far, said the other. You belong to the harmonic order now. The what? Our species. Our bond matrix. We travel between frequencies, worlds connected by thought resonance. You reached us. You chose us. I didn't choose anyone. It was a joke. Their eyes softened, but their voices were resolute. Humans speak without meaning, yet the universe hears intent. The resonance of longing cannot lie. I tried to run, but the ship shifted around me, sealing the exits. The walls rippled, reshaping into corridors of light. Where are you taking me? I demanded. To the singularity nexus. They said in unison. To merge. The harmonic order. They guided me through what felt like endless halls. Every surface shimmered with motion. Images, memories, colors that weren't colors. I saw glimpses of alien worlds, twin suns, and vast crystalline structures floating through space. The Zanara weren't just travelers. They were guardians of consciousness, beings who existed in pairs, sharing one mind across two bodies. Their civilization spanned multiple dimensions, their technology built on emotion, thought, and frequency rather than matter. Our kind cannot exist without duality, one explained. We are halves of one soul, said the other. We seek resonance. Balance. You are that balance. I didn't understand. I was just a guy with a broken coffee maker and overdue bills. But they seemed certain that I was some kind of missing frequency, something that completed them. When we reached the Nexus chamber, my breath caught. It was a vast, circular room filled with floating orbs of light, each orb containing pairs of beings locked in perfect motion, like dancers moving in slow cosmic rhythm. Here, we merge thoughts. We become whole. The twins stepped closer, their hands raised, eyes glowing. I felt warmth spread through me, then cold, then everything at once. Memories that weren't mind-flooded in, memories of oceans that sang of starborn storms, of worlds where time was a shape, not a line. I saw their birth, two entities splitting from a single consciousness. I saw their loneliness, drifting across galaxies, always together yet incomplete. You hear us, they said softly. You understand. And I did. For the first time, I heard their music, the harmony of minds perfectly balanced. But something inside me resisted. I wasn't meant to be one of them. I was human, singular, flawed, alone. I can't stay, I whispered. The left twin's expression hardened. You already have. The conflict. Over time, days? Weeks? I lost sense of time aboard their ship. The Zanara showed me stars I'd never imagined. And yet every moment, I felt myself fading. My memories were blending with theirs. I could hear their thoughts before they spoke. We will not harm you, they said. We only wish to unite. But uniting meant losing myself, my individuality, my humor, my humanity. One night, if it could be called night, I tried to escape. I wandered into the ship's outer chamber, with a vast cosmos stretched in every direction. A small pod was docked near the hull, something I might be able to pilot, but they found me before I reached it. Lie, they said together, appearing like reflections. You cannot survive alone. Your body will disintegrate outside resonance. I have to try. Their mirrored faces flickered with sadness. Then, one of them stepped forward while the other stayed back. If you must go, said the one nearest me, then take one half of us. We cannot exist in separation, but perhaps you can carry our echo. I hesitated. Why me? Because you reach for the stars, even in jest. You called. We answered. Bonds, once formed, cannot be undone. They only transform. The left twin placed a hand over my heart. A light pulsed. I felt something detach, like a whisper settling inside me. Then, in a blinding flash, I was falling. The return. When I woke up, I was lying in the middle of the desert, miles from civilization. My phone was dead. My clothes were torn. The night sky above me shimmered with faint silver streaks. It took 2 days before a search and rescue drone found me. The news stations ran wild. Radio host missing for weeks found alive. Jenna came to see me in the hospital. You look like hell, she said, trying to smile. I feel like it, I muttered. When I told her what happened, she didn't believe me. No one did. They said I was dehydrated, hallucinating, maybe even kidnapped. But when they scanned me for injuries, they found something strange. Tiny filaments of unknown material embedded in my bloodstream. The doctors called it an anomaly. I knew better. The second voice. Weeks later, back in my apartment, I tried to return to normal life. But at night, I'd hear her voice, the surviving twin. Eli, we are still connected. I'd wake up to see faint light dancing under my skin, like a heartbeat glowing from within. Where are you? I asked once. Between frequencies. The other half waits for me in the stars. Will you come back? Perhaps, but only if you call again. I never said those words aloud. But sometimes when I turn on a microphone at the studio, my hand hovers over the red on air button. I can still feel her presence. Gentle, curious, longing. The world moved on, but strange things started happening near Earth. New auroras forming at odd latitudes. Radio telescopes picking up harmonic patterns no one could explain. Scientists said it was just cosmic noise. I knew otherwise. They were calling me back. Ending. The twin returned. A year passed. I published a book about my hallucinations. People loved it, called it a brilliant work of speculative fiction. The irony wasn't lost on me. But one night, during a live broadcast, the distortion came again. Eli Navarro, the resonance is complete. I froze. My heart pounded. The sound wasn't just one voice anymore, it was two. The twins. I whispered. The studio lights flickered. Jenna's coffee mug shattered as blue light spilled through the windows. The air trembled with a deep resonant hum. We have found the balance. We are whole. Outside, the sky split open with twin beams descending over the city. I saw them then, both of them, reborn in perfect harmony. Their ship hovered above the tower, casting a halo of liquid light. You anchored us, they said. Now we anchor you. The ground lifted beneath me. My body rose effortlessly toward the sky, toward the light. Jenna screamed. Eli. I smiled faintly. Guess I wasn't single after all. The last thing I saw before everything turned white was a reflection of two mirrored faces smiling down at me. No longer alien, but something infinitely familiar. Epilogue. They said I vanished mid-broadcast. The radio signal kept going for 3 full hours. My voice intertwined with 2 others, speaking in harmonic tones no human could reproduce. Scientists still play that recording, trying to decode it. Sometimes on clear nights, people claim to hear faint music coming from the sky, a trio of voices singing across the stars. And if you tune your radio just right, between 101.3 and 101.4 FM, you might hear it too. We are one. We are resonance. We are home.